5-minute trap. Pandas, 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 and bras in Atlanta, just dope bean and a Fanta. Good morning, my pandas. I'm Bye Money. Welcome to my stream. I'm glad that you guys are here. Make sure you drop a GM in the chat. Drop a like. Scalp that like button. Also, just finished the pre-market show. Always have a great time there. Day trading like a predator. Frank Angelo. Good morning, guys. Thanks for dropping your GMs in the chat. Do appreciate it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Frank Angelo, Kid Poker. Good morning from New Jersey. Almost identical messages. Except that M is capitalized when Frank Angelo said it. Bernadette, always good to see you. Always so cheerful. Always bringing a woman's touch to the chat. Farzad. Igdami from Toronto. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Kellyanne, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Currently, we're finding ourselves hitting our heads on yesterday's low, creating 3 touches on it, micro triple top, with a failed trap here. We do have a breaker trend to new high. It's not a trade I'll go short here. I really wouldn't do that, but because we're above the 20 MA. But if you're going to take that short, it's a small risk. You got about 2 points risk and potential big push down here if this is a resistance. Kellyanne. Caught some of these early moves up. Kellyanne's up bright and early. Up 2,000 already. Let's go, baby. Cody M. Kung Fu Panda series with Jack Black coming to Netflix. Yeah, that's my cousin. He went that route. You know, he went the movie Hollywood route. You know, I'm a little more low key. You know, sticking to the YouTube route. You know, there's a difference between being Hollywood famous and YouTube famous. You actually need a little talent to be I would say Hollywood famous, but actually probably YouTube famous. Carl Herman, good morning. Lord Karen, let's go, baby. Bull Palm from Nelson, Canada. Wayne Bicknell, good morning. Hassan Arabi, do appreciate you guys dropping your greetings in the morning here. These are all my pandas. Where are my regular viewers at? Kid Poker. Kid Poker asks, are your stop losses different sizes on every trade? They are. They're dependent on the signal bar for me. Bernadette cheering on our female panda here, Kellyanne. Major Dave says, not to mention Christians and Hollywood do not mix well. It's kind of true. I would say there are a couple Christians out there that are, pretty open about their faith. It's like harder to come out as a Christian in Hollywood than it is coming out homosexual in Alabama or something like that. I don't know. Maybe like 20 years ago. Yeah, yesterday's price action, no bueno. I mean, it was like pretty much this for most of the day. And within this trading range, so much chop, very hard to trade. So it's just like hard to know. You got to be very, very diligent with your short-term trend lines. And yeah, but this trading range created by the trading range indicator was the perfect trading range yesterday, and gave us from the bottom to the top to the bottom to the top to the bottom to the top, bottom, test again, top, breaks out of it, comes back through it. Absolutely amazing. Good morning, guys. Market's about to open 7 minutes. Let me know what kind of day you think it might be today. A lot of you guys think it might be a bull trend day today. Interesting. Okay. We do have news tomorrow, so we could be waiting around. But I mean, yesterday was a pretty strong bear day, coming off our trend line. This is the daily chart, and we have a nice trend line going here with multiple touches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches. Even at the bottom, 1, 2, 3 tests. The fact that we made a strong bear bar off of this trend line makes me wonder, is it gonna respect this trend line, this market? And are we gonna see this as a kind of a small pullback, where we basically had a break of trend and a test of a new high, and that new high test was a two-legged pullback, A, B, C, and is coming off of the this trend line here, and also actually the 20 EMA, because you see how it breaks beneath the 20 EMA here. So this is hard to tell. I mean, this is where it gets tricky, and this is where probabilities come into play. Yeah, I mean, you can take your chances here, but I think either way, however you trade this, you should have like a big swing, because if you do lose this, the next time you do trade this, you want to be able to make up for it plus more. F Zen, good morning from the Rockies. Is he real? I'm guess is he real? It might be from Israel. Not sure. Kid Poker asks if I use Hike and Ashi. Nope, I do not. Mr. Bunny, good morning or good evening. Let me know where you're from. All right, we are breaking above yesterday's low, and we're finding ourselves probably going to coil between the 20 EMA and the 240 SMA. I'm trying to figure out. Seems like we have a spike in channel of some sort here. I mean, we could easily come back to yesterday's close, fill that gap. Big gap here. Right, this whole thing's a gap, starting to fill up now. Right, we have a breakdown, and there's a big gap between the close, the low or the extreme of the signal bar and the breakdown, and we still have a gap here. This hasn't been filled. Vlad the Gray says, good morning, new here. Like the vibe of the stream. Let's go, baby. sure you guys scalp that like button. Every single day, we stream live trading the emini using the two-legged pullback. We call them two leggies here. Or ABC pattern. You'll see me often refer to them, especially when I draw them on the screen, ABC patterns. A. A. B. C. ABC pattern. Two-legged here. It might look better like this, but technically it's actually this. Technically. Potential spike in channel here. Right, spike channel. We'll see how this goes. Currently, it's actually liking this really steep trend line. Bull Palm says his charts were slow yesterday, and he had to reset his workspaces. Oftentimes, just right-clicking on the chart, going drawing tools, and remove all drawing objects. Sometimes that is enough because you might have like really old, drawings that might be causing, slow rendering on your chart. That's the one thing I don't really like about NinjaTrader. It's really heavy application. Okay, market's about to open in 2 minutes. Most of you guys think we're gonna have a bull trend day today. Adam's working on his 4th eval. Do you know a person that passed 4 evals in each one day? That's pretty impressive, actually. Market just opened. Looks like we're trying to get to yesterday's close. Fill this gap, this blue rectangle. This gap is getting closed in more and more. Once we fill that gap, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, to be honest. Welcome to the stream, guys. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Okay, gap closed. What should we do now? What's the market want to do now? It looks like it's in a strong uptrend. Incredible. I mean, it's a very steep move up here. Very steep move. I mean, it's unsustainable. That's one thing for sure. Markets can't go up like this forever. People need to take profits sooner or later. This Wanda asks, how much margin needed to sell in the money call option? Nothing to do with this stream, but yeah, I mean, the margin typically depends on the broker. Depends on the broker. No setups for me here. We're finding some profit taking here, and you might think, okay, that's, how do you know that? That might not be, is 100% happening because of the price action, right? Price action like this only is created by, I mean, every movement of this market is done by institutions, be it money makers, hedge funds, whatever it is, doesn't matter. It's created by institutions, and so when you see chop like this means that institutions are taking their profits. Now some are coming in, right? Because for every seller, there's a buyer. So some institutions are thinking we should buy this here. For every trade, there is a buyer and seller. So some are taking profits. Some are saying, no, this is a good way. This is a good time to enter. I am sitting on my paws. I have no idea what's happening here. We have micro triple top here. This is a strong uptrend, so you might want to, go in any reason to go long, but we are at a resistance. Yesterday's close is a resistance. It's a key area. So oftentimes acts as a magnet, which pulled up the price action, and now we may just go, you might just want to fill that gap, and we might just reverse here. You're thinking you want at least a test of this high. This is a two-leggy here. I'm going to skip it because if you bounce off a resistance like that, I typically don't like to trade into it. Usually like to fade it. Resistance, if it acts as a resistance, I think you should take note of it. Shouldn't disregard that. Inside bar. It is a two-leggy here. A, B, C, second entry long. Inside bar. The inside bar is pretty decent to trade long. Does give you a scalp there. Looking for a new high, retest of this high. The reason why I didn't enter that is because we bounced off a resistance, and I don't like to trade into that. I like to fade that. So here we are. When you bounce off a resistance like that, I just like to read the price action for what it is. We have a higher low second entry long here. Makes a new high, right? Break a trend new high now. Now the resistance is not really acting as resistance anymore. We do have this gold line up here, which was the gap from yesterday's open. And I haven't forgotten about that gold line. I mean, we still have it here on the charts. And we could fill it today. Absolutely. I mean, it's about 20-30 points away. 66, yep. A little more than 30 points away. About 40 points away, yep. Skipping this trade, too far away from 20 MA. mean, if that's a fails like entry short, could be a trap. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. The trap does trigger. Sitting on my pause. No trades yet. This trade you could have gone long, looking for that new high. Yeah, but yesterday's close, it's just acted too much like a resistance. But you could also see that as a trading range. You see the trading range indicator. You could have also traded it as a failed breakdown of that trading range, coming back up into it, increasing the chances. Just yeah, getting a strong push up, but just no entries. Good runner here too, if you're in a runner. And you could be done for today, to be honest, trading. And I'm saying, like, you could be done, not even trade with size, you could just be trading regular and you could be done. Another trap, fails against your short. Right, makes less than 2 points here. Makes less than a point actually. Makes a new high. All first entries. Approaching that gold line. What a move, what a move. I'm completely fine missing that though. Potential another first entry here. Another fail second entry short. Far away from 20 May. Yeah, this gold line. 30 points away now. We do have a two-leggy here. Strong uptrend. A, B, C. Two-legged pullback. Small risk. Still far away from 20 May. Starting to kind of curl down here. Right, with failed traps here. Two failed traps. Small teeny risk if you're to take that trade on a strong uptrend. To me, it's still far away from 20 May. Doji bar. Maybe on this failed trap down here, failed reversal, I may go long here. Higher low, second entry long. I'd be interested in going long here on this failed trap. Going long here. Do not copy my trades. Gonna come back to retest here. Right, higher low, second entry long. Doji bars, this might get me. But I figured that was a better trade than this trade here. And so I decided to take it. But it's being a little tricky now. It could get me. Which is 100% okay with. Ends up hitting me there. It's all good. I thought the higher low, second entry long would have been better right there. And with the double bottom. Ends up taking me out. But it's all good. We could have a big reversal here. Who knows? I thought it was worth the risk. Maybe I was a little impatient. I should have waited till I touched the 20 MA. Too many doji bars. Maybe getting a little too choppy. Right, this was a trap. So we have a trap here, fail second entry long. Right, second entry long here, that fails. That failure fails. That failure fails. So very tricky. I thought I had a good chance. We do have the break of trend to new high, and it could be a place where we should have looked for the reversal instead, which we're getting a pretty strong push down. But even with that reversal, we're above the 20 MA, so it's hard to take that right on the other side. We're still above the 20 MA, and I thought, we still have a little more room to go up, but it's all good. Moving on to the next trade. Yeah, even would have coincided with this trend line if we drew one. We could have a break of trend to new low here. Potential opening reversal here, and which means that in the open we have a very strong push up, and then for the rest of the day it just reverses. Could potentially be that, especially with that trickiness right here. Ends up being a strong reversal down. Coming back to yesterday's close. Strong push down. Not looking for a long trade anymore. Bouncing off yesterday's close. Bouncing off yesterday's close again. You gotta mark. You have to. You can't disregard that, right? When you bounce off like this off yesterday's close, strong bounce up. Not sure how I really want to draw this. This could be a failed second entry or a failed second entry long here. But bouncing off yesterday's close, I don't like trading. I like fading that. I don't want to trade into yesterday's close. I want to trade away from it. When you have a bounce off a support like that, typically you want to trade with that bounce. Perhaps with a higher low setup, I may go long here. You know, the fact that we bounce off this makes me think that we're going to go higher. Let's check the 5-minute chart real quick. Higher low setup here. Terrible signal bar. The risk is about 4 points. Maybe with a retracement, this might be worth taking. You can give yourself a 3-point retracement here. Any of this would be 3 points. I'd rather trade the trap trade to the long side here. If we get another push up, I'll be interested in going long. That is a two-leggy lower high second entry short though. A, B, C. Ends up giving you a scalp. $20 EMA going downwards. That lower high second entry short, probably a pretty. Seems like actually a pretty good trade. That lower high. In a downtrend now, right? Opening reversal, a strong push up right in the opening, and then it reverses. And you know, 50% of the time, the trend reverses in the open. And this is one of those times we could have a strong push down. We could have a very strong bear trend day today. Hard to say. That was a second entry short, but for me, it's hard for me to switch gears like that where we such a strong uptrend, bouncing off a support like this, and you know, typically I don't like to trade when we bounce off a support like that. I don't like to trade against that. But we could also break a trend to new low here. In my opinion, this was the first break of trend, and we had a strong reversal from there. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. I'm a little red today, but we'll get it. We'll get it back soon. If the price action is good today, we can get that back soon, pretty quick. This will be a first entry short. You can tell by the pink color of the super signal. Hey, the moment it touched the super signal, it marked it, and it actually, so the super signal tells you the next leg coming up. So if it does, if it stays like this and it goes above the previous candle's high, then we'll have a second entry long, high or low. But if we break below this pivot, watch this 2, it's going to change to a 1 because the count's going to reset. But has a break below this pivot here. If it breaks below this pivot, you'll see this 2 turn to a 1. Still be a second entry, but not a high or low one. Okay, so that 2 now moves to the bottom here, showing us we have a high or low, second entry long right there. I could see this as break a trend to new low, potential trap trade to the long side here, right? An attempt to break below yesterday's close. But the setup would be a fail second entry short. That's our setup here. Also notice on 10,000 tick chart, we are bouncing off the 20 MA as well. The 5 minute, we're so far away from 20 MA. The move up was so strong that we still have a lot of room to the 20 MA, even though it's this strong push down. Strong bear bars ending near their lows, you know, strong bear bar here, right, signal bar, strong bear bar here, looking for follow through. This is a second entry short here. If you still think we're in a downtrend, this is the trade that you want to take to go short. Not enough room to the bottom of these candles. Decent signal bar, actually very good signal bar to take that short. So the risk is about 1, 2, 3, 4.5 points. More than 4 points large if you're willing to take that. I need it to actually break below previous candle's low to trigger that second entry short for this to be a failure. Right now this is not a failure because we still don't have our second entry short. Right, we have this A, B, C. We want a second entry short here, right? Two-legged move. And that fails because we see this break a trend to new low here. But we first need this to break below previous candle's low to trigger that second entry short. Let's see if we get it. Now these bars are overlapping, making it a little trickier. Right, that's actually an inside bar here. And the signal bar now turned to this, which is not as good as this one. It's showing us confusion in the market here. Some will take this inside bar, break out here, and go long here, and have a stop loss right here. Some traders would do that. Another decent signal bar actually to go short here. The risk is not even that large, about 1, 2, 3 points of risk. There's second entry short. Ends up being a nice second entry short right there. I saw a break of trend to new low, and I wanted to be careful there, and thinking we might come back above the 20 MA. Ends up giving me a nice scalp. Also 10K chart, we're on the 20 MA, so you know, 10K chart is kind of clear. Right, I mean, it seems like we have a first break of trend on a 10,000 tick chart. It means that we should look for a new high here. This could be our trend line here. Getting very choppy. Hard to say what's going to happen, but clearly beneath the 20 MA. But we're just going in and out of yesterday's close. Hard for me to trade this. That does give you a scalp, but there's reasons why I didn't want to enter that short. I was looking for a trap trade. I'd rather go in trap trade right there because my trend line originally was like this, thinking first break of trend, to new low, looking for that reversal trade right there. But now this looks like a little more accurate trend line, something like this. Still clearly underneath the 20 MA here, making that lower high, first entry. Struggling to break down, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts to try to break down here. Makes me want to go long, actually. But it seems like we're just making a trading range right here. Something like this. Making it confusing now. And it's like, if we're going to go long, then you don't have much room to make a scalp. Just confusing. It's a limit order market. But still clearly beneath the 20 MA. That might be all you need in terms of directional bias. Strong bull bar ending on its high. Let's see if there's follow through here. I'm almost tempted to go long, but I'm going to sit on my pause. The strong bull bar was completely overlapped, engulfed by a strong bear bar. Now we're pushing down to yesterday's low. Still in a downtrend, right? Sometimes all you need is to know that we're underneath the 20 MA. Struggle to get above the 20 MA. I still think we're in a downtrend. You may try to fade this breakdown, but that's not something I'm interested in. Maybe a higher low setup, but not with this entry. Not with this entry. Inside bar. Strong bear bar ending on its low. Follow through. Always in short. Breaking below yesterday's low, strong move down, right? Always in short. After this follow through bar, people were always in short. The 5-minute chart now clearly beneath the 20 MA. Every chart beneath the 20 MA now. 10K chart, 2000 tick chart. I wasn't aware of news today. I believe there's news tomorrow. There should be news tomorrow. I guess we do have small news, but low impact. We do have high impact news tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Core CPI. On Thursday, a high impact news as well. That is the PPI. And Friday, high impact core retail. These are all at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. too far away from 20 MA at this point. We can consider this maybe first break of trend here. With a strong downtrend like that, you have to wonder, how do you want to draw this trend line? Do you want to include that? Or no entries though. Hopefully you guys are doing better than me. Let me throw a pull up for you guys. Just watching, no entries for me. Unfortunately, no entries this entire way down. Maybe this one was still coming off support like that. You know, resistance is now acting as support. Tricky. And then all of this choppiness, big push down. Uriel asked, do I have a good place to hear market news? I usually actually use the Apex News plugin. It comes in if you buy the trade copier, and it installs like this kind of plugin thing for Ninja Trader, and there's Apex News you can do there. I liked it. I like the Apex News. Cody M says, Panda, I think you should raffle off Panda Express coupons, gift certificates for 10K sub. Anything to do with pandas. Now this downtrend's a little overextended. You do have a break of trend to new low, but this break of trend doesn't even break above the 20 EMA here. Should we continue to go short here? Give me a 1 in chat if you guys are looking for a short trade. Give me a 2 in the chat if you're looking for a long trade. Another good place is Forex Factory. That's where I usually go if I don't use the Apex News one. I usually go Forex Factory. Pretty clear, concise calendar, tells you everything you need to know. Yeah, if you have the copier, then just go to new on your command center or control center, whatever it's called, and you'll see on the very bottom Apex News. So a lot of you guys are looking for a short trade here. We do have our first entry off our trend line here. Also 20 EMA, but multiple bull bars in a row. Basically trading range, and trading range had a failed breakdown. Comes back up into our trading range. Potential two-legged pullback here. That's the first entry. If it actually triggered like one tick above this bar, it would have been a two-legged pullback. A, B, C. Unfortunately, doesn't give us our entry, first entry. Optically, it's a two-legged pullback. Right? You can see the candles, the color of the candles. A, B, it comes back up. C, actually a two-legged pullback off the trend line and 20 EMA. Toronto asks, how do we get the copier? If you go to the Apex website, it shouldn't be too hard to find. I believe you can just like search it and it'll give you links for it. But just know that it's not perfect. You have to monitor your trades. Could be a failed breakout here. Come back up to the top of this trading range. Do I want a short trade here? Lower high setup. Continuous downtrend. Maybe. Just maybe. If you get a good signal bar, I'll be very tempted. But it looks like trading range now, right? Comes down to top, down. It might come back to the top. Inside bar, lower high, second entry short. It's getting a little choppy, and it could be a trading range here coming back up to the trading range. If it was closer to 20 EMA, I might be interested in this short, but a little too far away from it right now. Inside bar. OII pattern means breakout mode. Do not copy my trades. I'm taking this because the risk is so small. Do not copy my trades. Lower high, second short. Might reverse immediately on me. 1, 2, 3, 4, less than 4 point risk. It might get me here. It looks like it's gonna get me here. Bad trade. Too choppy. Very high chance I'm gonna get knocked out here. Rough, rough. Trading range. Failed breakdown of the trading range. I should have looked for that trap trade. I saw the breakout mode, right? OII pattern, and thought that one tick beneath that would trigger my trade for down, but it's looking yucky. It was a trading range, and trading range indicator marking that for us. A little bit silly trade there. That was a mistake, I would say. All right, I get it. Okay, I'm in it. Bad trade, bad trade, bad trade. Big push up here. I'm in it. I'm in it. Bad trade. Bad trade. I'm in it. I'm in it. Break a trend to new low. Reversal pattern here as well. Now first break a trend to new high. Strong bull bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strong bull bars. Any other high. I'll take the small hit. I'll take the hit. You know, I'm not gonna hold my trade to take this entire loss. I just take the small hit. Move on. Next trade. I do see break a trend to new high here. I am looking for another short trade. Even though I got burned right here, I'm looking for another short trade here. If we can get it. I should have just traded this. I was talking about that while I entered this trade, but I figured I'll take the risk here. I should have just put my stop loss one tick above this bar to see that was a failure of this OII pattern. Looking for a short trade. Maybe a lower high entry for the short trade. Second entry short here. The reason why I don't like the second entry short here just like this because we broke above the 20 MA. And now the second entry short might trigger beneath it. The better trade, I think, obviously is a fail second entry long here. But if you're eager to enter this trade, right, enter this downtrend, this might be the trade you want to take. I'll wait for the better entry, which is a fail second entry long here. But I'm very eager, and I want to enter short right here, especially with a signal bar that looks like this. But we'll wait for, I'll wait for the fail second entry long here. I will take it with the outside bar reversal as well. Let's see if we get our setup. We might not get it. Might be the inside bar, and it might go without me. It looks like it's gonna go without me, which is unfortunate, but right premise. I'll wait for my setup though. Finally. It's the second entry long, but I'm skipping that. Thinking we had breaker trend to new high already. Big push up. Ends up getting a nice scalp though. Second entry long. Just too confusing for me. Big push down. What I want to consider is a fail second entry long here. It's getting too overlapping, right? This bar is so overlapping on this bar. Not enough room to the bottom of this pivot low. So it's a huge signal bar now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like about 5 to 6 point risk. Very risky to take that. But if you have an appropriate risk reward, then you can do it 2 times risk reward, and you can take this, but you have to know that, you know, if you lose it, it's gonna be big. But if you win, you gotta win big. Sitting on my pause though. Took 2 trades today, both were losers. And trying to go with trend too on both trades. This actually might be a better trade because of the fact that now your risk is not as large. You can mitigate your risk a little bit, but pretty much inside the range here. Very interesting. Usually when it looks like this, that's a nice little long trade to take. Curling up, micro double bottom, 20 EMA. But these are all inside bars. No setup for me. It's getting very confusing now. Two hits today. Oh man, unfortunate. It's all good though. 2 trades, 2 red trades. Look. As you can see, the 20 EMA is kind of going upwards now. Are we we're gonna find support here. We do have basically a double top. No entries, right? These are all first entry. This is a first entry here. It's just no entry for me. I'm still looking for a fail-safe entry long here. That's a trade I'm looking for. If I lose one more trade, I'm gonna be on full tilt. That's for sure. Small little trading range here. Strong bear bars in a row, ending near their lows. We have a lower high, second entry short here from a double top. I still want the fail second entry long here. But I have a short bias at the moment, so I just want to go short almost for any reason. Basically because of this double top here. Looking for a short entry. Also on the higher time frames. We're beneath the 20 EMA, making it too leggy on the 10K chart. The 5-minute chart, not much. But the 10K chart, A, B, C, already triggering second entry short here. So I'm eager to enter short on the smaller time frame here. See if we can get it. Why ask? What do I use? Why do I use the 2000 tick chart? Well, mainly because it's a good balance between size of a candle plus how quick they form. So the 5-minute is much slower. You know, I would consider the 5-minute a higher time frame than the 2000 tick chart. But yeah, you know, the risk is huge on the 5-minute charts whenever you trade. It's a lower high entry. I want to enter this lower high, but you know, I don't like it when it looks like this. When the second entry looks like this, when the first leg of it goes above the 20 MA and it triggers beneath the 20 MA, it's just... We may get our fail second entry short here, but when it looks like this, now I'm thinking it might come back to the top of the trading range. I'm going short here though. Do not copy my trades. You get 3 balances at the bottom here. It's just looking scary to go short. I'm seeing my pause. I mean, 3 balances. You might want to go long here. Confusing. 3 balances here. Maybe go long. It's just a 2-leggy here. A, B, C. Decent signal bar. You see the 2 under 40 SMA and the 20 EMA starting to coil up, giving us this price action, choppy price action right now. It does break below this candle, very interesting. You thought it was very strong, not as strong as you think, breaking below previous candle's low. No entries for me, pandas. That was a failed second entry long here. I wanted to enter a failed second entry long, but it pushed a little too strong up for me. And unfortunately, missed this nice little swing trade here. Notice on the 10,000 tick chart, very confusing price action. You have a second entry short, failure, outside bar reversal. Absolutely amazing. Now, on this uptrend, we have this first break of trend to new low. What is going on here? I think we're going to continue down. I think we're going to break this pivot low here. There's no entries for me whatsoever in all of this. Sorry, pandas. I got no entries. I mean, I got nothing to do here. Just watching. What's my 5-minute chart look like? Perhaps maybe a 2-leggy on the 5-minute chart forming here. A, B, C. Perhaps a 2-leggy on the 5-minute. Big push up here. May want to go long here. Double top, another double top. The reason being is because we got to break a trend to new low here. So we might be looking for a long trade now. Outside bar reversal, skipping that. It looks bullish to me though, but outside bar reversal, skipping it. Trading range indicator working its magic. Top of the trading range, bottom of the trading range, top of the trading range, bottom of the trading range, top of the trading range. I think if there's a failed breakdown here, it might be a failed breakout on the other side. Currently triple top. Just a trading range at the moment. It still looks bullish to me, but yeah, breaking out, failed breakdown, potential failed breakout. I may want to go short here. I know it sounds silly because of how strong this uptrend is, but I see this as a clear trading range. And yesterday's low is obviously our point of interest here. Signal bar has to be decent for me to even consider it. Terrible signal bar at the moment. Top of the trading range. Could be a failed breakout. Lower high setup, maybe to go short back into our trading range here. It's a trap trade, outside bar reversal. Strong bull bar ending near its high on the 5-minute chart, above all the other candles, means that potential follow through. Strong bull bar ending on its high with follow through on the 10,000 tick chart. Outside bar reversal. Right, that was a trap trade, far away from 20 May. And now we're going down. Do not copy my trades. Lower high setup, top of the trading range. I may attempt to go short here. Do not copy my trades. in this trade. Do not copy my trades. Three-point risk. Lower high setup, trading range. Trying to come back down to the bottom of the trading range. I may swing the whole thing, but I'm going to just get a scalp because I just want to win if I can get it. Just get a little mojo back. But 3 failures. 1, 2, 3 failures. It might create a 2-leggy to go long. Just looking for my first scalp. Take the risk off. Barely enough room to the 20 EMA. It does touch my target, tickles it, bounces off of it. If it does come back down, I may want to lower it. I don't like the look of this, right? The rising 20 EMA like this. Give me a 2-leggy. I don't like the look of that at all. This looks almost bullish to me. I may want to skunk this trade. I'm going to protect myself. Take my risk off right now. Let's go, baby. Let's see if our runner has any place to go. Currently, runner got stopped out. Got 1 win today. Hey, that's better than 0 wins. That lower high setup. 3 failures up, giving us a 2-point scalp. The only problem is the 20 EMA looks bullish. It looks bullish. It looks like it wants to keep going up here. Oof. Okay. Looking for a short trade now. No follow through on that strong bull bar on the 5-minute. At the 5-minute, you're looking for follow through on the strong bull bar. No follow through whatsoever. Actually creates a 2-leggy here on the 5-minute chart. Potential. Looking for a short trade. I'll take a trap trade to the short side if I can get it. Keeping an eye on the 5-minute chart. Unfortunately, my runner got stopped out, but this has more room to go down. My runner got stopped out on that same bar. I could have let it marinate a little bit. I think for me, I was more scared just to lose any more money. So I didn't want something crazy to happen, especially when it started to bounce off the 20 EMA like this. I was just happy to scalp out and wasn't sure what was going to happen. But unfortunately, the runner got stopped out before it made this big move. Looking for a trap trade to the short side here. Many overlapping bars, huge risk. Hard to trade this if you're gonna take it. 1, 2, 3, 4 overlapping bars in a row. On a smaller time frame, it's simply another trading range. So that means most likely limit order market, right? People are buying, selling limit orders up here, buying limit orders down here, right? 2 points down, buy it again, just keep buying it up. There's enough people limit orders that overcomes the people coming with stop orders. It's a trap trade. I like it. I don't like this current context. Terrible looking context at the moment. Gonna skip it. You know, it's just like, it just looks too choppy here. Kind of like here, I should have considered that. Where I lost this trade. Two times risk reward. Ooh, almost actually. Not quite 2 times. It missed it by 1 tick. Thanks for subscribing. Ugly, ugly, ugly candles right now. Thanks for subscribing. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. Could be a big push down here. It just looks so ugly. I'm gonna skip it, but this trap trade is something I would have looked for if it didn't look like this. If it didn't have this many overlapping, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping candles. This is the trap trade I would look for to come back to the bottom of this trading range. It just looks too ugly. I cannot enter a trade that looks like this. Almost better off, yeah, buying with a limit order, which is what people are doing. They scalped with the limit order right there. Attempt to come up here, maybe with a retracement. I may consider going short, but yeah, nope, not interested. Too choppy. Too choppy. If you enter short there, you probably got stopped out. Yep, probably got stopped out. Strong bull bar ending on its high. Trap trade triggered on the 5-minute chart. Notice that, pandas. Right, we had a 2-leggy here, and this actually is trapping to go up. Very confusing. The problem is on the 5-minute that even though that's a trap, this is not a place you look for a trap. You're actually looking for a new low here. Strong bear trend, looking for a new low. That's not a place where you look for a trap. So it does trigger, but I'm not interested in it because it's not a place where I typically will go for a trap. I look for a new low first, then I'll look for the trap, but this is just one leg down. It's coming up. This here could be a break a trend to new high. That might be what it's trying to do. Here it might be creating basically a double top of some sort. Kevin Harvick Thanks for becoming a panda. Do appreciate it. By the way, if you're new to the stream, I'm Bob by Money, and we trade here every single day, 9:15, the emini, and we trade only one single setup, the two-legged pullback. We also trade 100% risk-free using Apex funded traders. You may ask, how's that possible? Well, if you pass their evaluation, then they will fund you. And so we trade here with Apex. So all this money being lost or gained, it's, you know, any money loss really has no effect on my own personal capital. Everything's contained within Apex. And so, but if you can make a profit, then you can withdraw the money. So all the risk is taken by Apex, but you do have to pass the evaluation. Strong push down here. Give me a lower high setup and I'll take it. Give me a lower high setup, please. All right, double top here. Break a trend to new high. This here, break a trend to new high. Double top. There's no entries for me. No entries. Give me an entry. I may go short on the break of this candle here. Maybe with like a 3-point risk. I would like a lower high of some sort. Kevin Horvath, thanks for becoming a panda. If you want to do Apex, there's a 50% off code right now pinned to the top of the chat. So that's for you guys. But Kevin Horvath, enjoy your green name. Enjoy your two-legged pullback badge as it forms over time. Enjoy your panda emoticons and enjoy access to the pre-market show, which happens at 9 o'clock every single day. Go over all my accounts. Go over all my off-stream trades. Very confusing. You know, I wanted that lower high, but now it's just confusing. Coming right back up. Could be a trading range of some sort. A failed breakout. Coming back in, the bottom to the top. It's a trading range within the trading range. Breakout, right? Comes back in to a trading range. Comes to the bottom, comes back to the top. Andy's Venture asks, what's the best plan in Apex? Depends on what you mean by best. Best bang for the buck? Probably the 50K account. Strong bull bar ending on its low. Two-leggy here, might come back up, might just be a trading range, failed breakdown. But you know, with the trailing threshold and how many contracts they allow you to trade, with the profit target, that's probably the best bang for your buck. Best in terms of, you know, trailing threshold, just in general, then it's a 300K account. It's the largest trailing threshold you can get. Yesterday's low is just acting as a magnet, right? We haven't been trading away from it that far, and every time we go away from it, we'll come right back down to it. I do really want to go short here, but that lower high setup. I just need a setup. I don't have a setup here. I want to go short. Maybe fail second entry long. I'll go short here. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for subscribing. I actually do really appreciate it. I know it sounds sarcastic, but I do appreciate you guys subscribing. Make sure you give a like and a follow. Alright, enough of that. Break a trend to new low. I think this has more room to go down. I want to trade a fail second entry long here if we can get it. But we'll see if we get it. Okay. Might get the fail second entry long here. But we do have a break a trend to new low. Might come back to the top of the trading range. Just confusing though. Really confusing. Hard to trade any of this right now. You could have done a failed breakdown of that trading range, come back to the top, right? We do have, I believe this blue line is very accurate because the fact that we literally just tapped the top of it. Confusing. John Q says, I blow up 50K too often trading 10 con. Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to just trade 10 contracts just right away. That's your drawdown, your trailing threshold is just barely enough to like survive what? You have like 3K, so 6 point. You have a 6 point trailing drawdown. Emmanuel Martinez asks, does Miss Panda get sad when you don't win? Nah. She doesn't care. She just
5 minutes.
I probably, you know, she probably would, but I have a full-time job, so. Very interesting. Okay, looking at the 5-minute chart, we do have a trap, right? Pikachu trade. So alongside here. Right above the 20 MA. The 20 MA is starting to curl upwards. Could be a strong move up. Second entry long also on the 10,000 tick chart as well. Right, with big wicks beneath it above the 20 MA. Closing all beneath it above the 20 MA. Could be a strong move up here. We could break out here now. Such an unnecessary comment. I mean, I'm usually cool, but that's just personal. Thanks for subscribing. Do appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. I might have to take this alert off. Don't forget to subscribe. Currently, triple top here. Stop it. Stop subscribing. Stop subscribing. It's annoying. It's like continues to put messages up on top. Stop it. Stop. Why is it when I want you guys to stop, you guys actually start to subscribe? Do not subscribe. No one else subscribe, please. It's annoying. Don't do it. Mid-30s. Johnny asked how old I am. Mid-30s. My profession is software engineering. Higher low setup here. This could be the trade. I mean, we could have a strong uptrend here. It's just I usually don't trade breakouts, but this is the breakout area, and yeah, what can I say? Could have a strong move up because of the higher time frames. Is suggesting that we are about to make a move up here, strong move up, 5-minute as well. We're curling, the 20 EMA is curling upwards. We got a Pikachu trade to the long side, and it triggers, and it could be a strong move up. So I'm on the smaller time frames now, looking for a long trade if I can get it. Let's see if we can get a long trade here. I'm hesitant to trade away from yesterday's low because it's been a magnet the entire day so far. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Do not copy my trades. I understand the risks of every trade you take. And we're trading risk-free, so 1, 2, 3. 3-point risk here. Do not copy my trades. Going long here, going for a swing trade. This is a breakout trade, so please do not copy my trades. I'm going to swing this trade here. Right, if you're going to do a breakout, you got to understand that you need to go for a certain amount. Oh man, this is going against me real quick. This is the appropriate stop loss right here. I will take the stop loss. I calculate it as a 3-point stop loss. And seeing that the potential, right, the potential gain here is large. So I'm going to swing this and think that risk reward is worth it. The higher time frame suggests that we are in an uptrend now. So I am trying to go long here, and it's going to bite me in the butt. Just watch. Got me. Full tilt. Pandas, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. And 9:15 for the mainstream. 9 o'clock for the pre-market show. I'll see you guys all there bright and early tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow there's news. 8:30 a.m. There is going to be there's some news, financial news. So you're going to find some extreme volatility. So if you're trading around that time, just be aware. Pandas, that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early. And I appreciate you guys subscribing. You know, it stopped me out. It might go the way I thought it was going to go now. But it is what it is. Move on. Pandas, I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.